Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 215. You join us as Hearts, according to some people, have had their bubble burst and a wee blip as Dundee United came to Tynecastle in what seems to be quite a happy hunting ground for them and came away with some points in a 1-1 draw. As ever, to talk about that and everything else, I am Daniel McIver, joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, how you doing?
Um, in a week where I've finished Celebrity Traitors, I think that I feel most betrayed by that weekend performance. To be honest with you,
For
McIver.
God's sake.
Um, yeah, that was really not a nice watch. Sunday was great in terms of the remembrance service. I laid a wreath on behalf of Lombardia Hearts, which was fantastic. And just like the vast majority of weekends, great days out are ruined by the football. But as you say, some people believe our bubbles burst. I'm not really of that belief.
Nah.
I think it's just a little bump in the road, which is absolutely nothing new to us, given that we've followed this football club for the best part of 2 decades. How are you?
I'm choked with a cold. So,
Nice.
apologies, folks, if you're watching this on YouTube and I just look to be having silent fits. It's because I've muted myself as I choke to death. And that's not just thinking about the team lineup that happened on Sunday. But yeah, we'll get through it. It'll be fine. Before we do, there's some really sad news that has happened literally just in the hours before we started recording. At half past four, sorry. Hearts, Dundee United, Dunfermline, and Cowdenbeath all kind of released joint statements. I think in the last hour as well, Wraith has said something. As very suddenly, Gary Kirk has died, an individual who's been associated with Scottish football, not only just through himself, but through his family for better part of a century, really, when you think about it. I will just read the Hearts website piece where it said, everyone at Heart of Midlothian Football Club is devastated to learn the passing of Gary Kirk. Gary was a popular and much loved figure at Hearts whose service to the club spanned 17 years across two spells. He was part of Craig Levine's coaching staff in the early to mid noughties, returning to the club in 2014 as a professional football scout. Gary undertook many roles at Hearts, which he did with pride and total commitment, and he would go on to become head of academy player recruitment, player loans coordinator, and CAS lead scout. Always willing to go the extra mile for the club, Gary was heavily involved in the B team, and he also supported the kit department before recently taking on a new role at Dunfermline Athletic in their scouting setup. Well known in Scottish football, Gary worked with Cowdenbeath, Wraith Rovers, and Dundee United, as mentioned, where he helped them to Scottish Cup success latter in 2010. He was also the son of Hearts legends Bobby Kirk, and one of Gary's proudest moments was accepting his dad's Hearts Hall of Fame induction in 2022. A friend to so many at the club thanks to his infectious personality and wonderful sense of humour, Gary will be sorely missed by his former colleagues at Hearts. The thoughts of everyone go out to his friends, family, and wife, Lynn. Also, a bit of a more personal connection to me. My dad knew him a wee bit because him and his family have a very, very strong connection to Gallifreydine Rovers, my local club, a club that my dad's been heavily involved in. My dad actually wrote part of Gallifreydine's statement in regards to it because Gary's dad, after he retired at Hearts, went on to manage Gallifreydine Rovers. And as a result, Gary has always had an affiliation for the football club. Always apparently had amazing stories to tell about his dad and the success. For those who don't know, I'll read the stats. Bobby Kirk, Gary's dad, was signed for Tommy Walker by Tommy Walker for £2,500 in 1955 when Gary himself was five. Bobby Kirk became one of the most consistent defenders in the game. He helped Hearts to the 1956 Scottish Cup, then winning two league titles and two league cups for Hearts. And a crazy stat is something like he played over 200 games in a row for us. Like he never missed through injury or suspension or something like that. So a family that is incredibly close with Hearts and just, as I imagine you say the same, incredibly sad, sudden news.
Absolutely. And I think that the telling thing is pretty much every single first team member has immediately put something up.
Yeah,
be it a tribute in some form of story, some form of post. Um, so as you say, a very well connected and likable character. Um, and yeah, it's sad. Like when you think of Hearts as a big family, it's obviously a travesty when you lose someone within said family. So rest in peace, Gary.
definitely. As ever, before we go on to our game, we will go around the grounds. Adam raised this to me before we started recording. I often like to focus on weekends where it's like, oh, the results went in our way. This was not one of those weekends.
But hey,
Um,
that's one in like 12,
12.
13.
Yeah,
So,
pretty
you
much.
know,
We
it's small
take
small
that.
victories. Yeah.
It felt like last season, every weekend went against us. So
Yeah, we've had the polar opposite. So yeah,
we'll take
just
wins where we can get
bask in its
them.
glory. Exactly.
So on the Saturday, there was only two games due to the European exploits of a lot of teams, and then just
Slash
also
rugby. Yeah.
slash rugby and TV schedules happening. So on the Saturday, Falkirk drew 1-1 with Livingston, a very, very late Livy equaliser there. In Falkirk, St Mirren fell comfortably to a 3-0 loss against Hibs, despite having several goals chalked off as offside. Believe me, we will get to that in our game.
More on that, exactly.
And then on the Sunday, the quadruple header as both Old Firm sides just comfortably won their game. Celtic 4-0 against Kilmarnock at home, Rangers 3-0 against Dundee away. Then the only other game was the same scoreline as ours, as Aberdeen and Motherwell played out a one each draw. Adam, what did you make of the other results?
Um, I backed Falkirk on Saturday because I thought that they would have to get over their Livingston hoodoo at some stage.
They just cannot beat Livingston Football Club.
Can't beat them at all. I don't know if John McGlynn will be celebrating the point in all circumstances, but obviously that leaves Livy rooted to the bottom of the table. Hopefully they can begin to kind of climb and potentially overtake Dundee. Um, Hibs are probably the shock of the weekend for me, aside
Yeah.
from us winning. Just a really annoyingly impressive result in Paisley, where not many teams win. I think that's just a case of St Mirren's recent matches kind of catching up to them. Um, Called a draw at Pittodrie between Aberdeen and Motherwell, not surprising whatsoever. So yeah, just really hopeful that obviously that won't be the case and that Aberdeen won't bounce back from yet another missed
Yep.
opportunity after the international break. Um, Rangers going up to Dundee, winning by 3 goals to 0. Decent result, but it's only Dundee. Clean sheet on the roads to be celebrated, but 3 goals and 3 points, I guess, is not to be sniffed at. And I did see some of the Celtic Kilmarnock highlights. Kilmarnock's defending leaving a lot to be desired, let's just say. So yeah, that's like I say, wins for Rangers and Celtic, not surprising. I kind of called everything on Sunday bar us because I thought that we'd win. And it's only really Hibs that are the major surprise out the weekend for me. Is that same for you?
Yeah, definitely. I did see a few St Mirren fans saying they were worried going into it purely because they didn't have O'Hara, they didn't have Gogic, they were missing a few players, and they'd been playing so many games, as you said, so they kind of felt they were going to come unstuck. But still, regardless, it is a very good result for Hibs.
An annoyingly good one.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, everything else kind of went the same way that I thought it was going to, with the exception of Heart of Midlothian. So, Derek McInnes made three changes to the team that was it's been doing well, but a lot of people, aka Gordon Duncan, today when he's interviewing Claudio Braga, saying we're going through a blip. It's like, right, okay, fine. The main one being an enforced one with Thomas Magnuson coming in the middle of the park, replacing the eventually revealed to be injured Benny Beningame. Benny picked up a hamstring injury on the Friday, and the kind of way everybody's talking about it is that he's going to miss 7 to 8 weeks. So he's going to miss all the millions of games we're playing in the festive period. How disastrous did you think this was going to be? And did that answer change after the 90 minutes on Sunday?
Um, I was kind of actually of the belief that Magnussen deserved a chance,
Yep.
so I wasn't overly bothered once I'd seen the starting lineup. It was only then when I scanned down to the subs, assuming that Benny Beningame would be on the bench, that I then went, "Oh shit, Benny's not there. What the hell's happened? Like, where is he? What's the script?" Because as you know, as everybody that listens to this podcast knows, I adore Benny Beningame. Um, is that just the last that we've seen of him in a Hearts shirt? Like you say it's the festive period, but I mean, really, if we did like an
Is
injury
Carl Neuenhoff
calculator,
alive?
yeah, are they just sharing the same treatment table? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening here? Because it had been going too well
Yeah.
for Benny's kind of streak, I guess, or
Availability.
consecutive appearances. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we saw a lot more of him last season than we did the season prior, and now I feel like we've kind of used up the pot of Benny Beningame luck. So that was a worry. Not as much given again, like I say, I was willing to give Magnuson a chance from the start. He scored against Dundee. Thought that okay, let's see what you can do alongside Cammy Devlin. Um, Now looking at it, are the two of them too similar? Possibly. And certainly replacements that came on in the Dundee United game, my goodness, leave again a lot to be desired. Um, in terms of the rest of the team, I thought that we'd just revert to type, to be honest. In that,
Apologies. Yeah, I should mention the rest of the team. There was two other changes as
go on.
Blair Spittle and Michael Steinvender came out for Craig Halkett, who was back, and Claudio Braga. So Hearts lined up in a 4-4-2 slash 4-2-2 slash 4-2-4, whichever. If you're an optimist or a pessimist, it's how you'll dictate whether or not it was
Nice.
a. Uh, I was. I'll be honest, right? I saw that and went, "This isn't good," because a lot of people saw Kizzy, Braga, Shankland, Kabori, and went, "Ho ho ho, goals for fun." I went, "Oh ho ho, where do they all play?" Because you can't play those four together.
I was semi going, oh ho ho, look at us, we're going for it. And then hit the realization of, hold on a second, he's named three centre forwards
Yeah.
in two spots, one winger, and somebody that will just be floating out on a flank, just aimlessly. And it very much transpired that way. And as we'll no doubt come on to, I really hope that that's the last time that we see that sort of move pulled. I don't want to give Michael Stewart too much credit, but ultimately I will do here. I thought that his analysis on Sports Scene was very good in that he said what's kind of been not nibbling away in the background, but we've been we've we've got lucky with Oshin McEntee featuring at right back because it's not his position, and as you said, we've basically taken Harry Milne and hoped to do a Gareth Bale and turn him from a left back into a right winger. Um, Now I feel like, and look, we saw it for six consecutive games, so people should have really latched on to it a heck of a lot sooner. But now it seems like we've kind of this has bided its time, and I'm not really sure what the alternative is from here on in. So with regards to the rest of the team, I thought it was attacking. I thought it was adventurous. I thought we were set up to score some goals, and it just didn't really prove that way at all.
Yeah, because the first highlight is in the 7th minute as Dundee United have a goal disallowed for offside after their number 9 Sapsford puts it past Swallow. He goes past Finlay. However, it is pretty clearly offside. And that kind of opening 10 minutes or so spoke to what you were just saying about McEntee, where I thought it was McEntee's worst game for us by a mile. He just kept, I think it's that, is it Fata for them?
Yes,
Um,
Amar Fata.
yeah, he just kept getting in behind them. I know, I will say, there's a caveat to everything I'm probably going to say about this game where I do think people aren't giving our line credit enough because when you we'll get into it, there was 3 disallowed goals for offside and then multiple just general offsides. That some people, again, optimist or pessimist, some people will go, you're losing, you're creating opportunity for the opposition. You're giving up too many chances. Whereas an optimist could say, no, we're not. They're creating illegal chances that are being ruled out correctly because our line is very solid. But McEntee was constantly getting turned by their forward players.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said 7 minutes, I did not realise that it was as early as that.
Neither
For
did
the
I.
for the for the Sanford
Yeah.
offside goal, I thought it was a little bit later than that. Um, I, I get that, and I also think I kind of look at it. I'm trying to look at it and think if I was a Dundee United fan watching Zach Sapsford continually be offside, I'd be thinking, could you just you could afford to give yourself a yard, really?
We've got Elta
Like,
Kabangu. We've had Juanma Delgado.
yeah.
Like, we
Like
know the script.
yeah, I'm very much of I can feel their frustration because I'm thinking if I'm up against Stuart Findlay, who also got done for a goal
Yeah.
that we'll come on to later. If I'm Zach Sapsford up against Stuart Findlay, I would be fairly confident that I'd have the beating of him most times for pace, and you could drop off that little bit. Um, but yeah, I don't. It's a phenomenal finish, can I just say,
It
because it
is
was
a really good finish.
right up the other end of the ground from me. Um, but yeah, it's just it must be so frustrating from a United perspective. I hadn't really thought of it from ours because I don't know. I'm thinking I was kind of the belief that it doesn't really matter what United do. I still think that we would have enough to beat them, but I actually was quite impressed with Dundee United on the whole at the weekend. I thought they were not too bad. And I think we do deserve credit for the line, but equally it's like from a defensive sense we were
Yeah,
really good, but
100%.
but from an offensive sense for them it's just kind of poor awareness from Sapsford
Yeah.
really, or not holding that line, not giving yourself that extra little breather to then get in behind.
However, in the next kind of 10, 15 minutes, we did look to grow in the game with a trio of attempts. In the 10th minute, Magnuson shoots from distance, but it's quite well saved by the
One
United
of two
goalie.
shots on target speaks
Yeah,
volumes. And
definitely.
and be honest, did you ever think that was going in? Because I didn't. Like
No.
it was just I'm not even sure what it was in terms of technique. It just felt like it was floating. It felt like it took
Yeah,
for ages. Like, it took forever to reach the United goal. Was it just
yeah.
me?
No, it did.
Like,
It just kind of like floated towards the guy.
yeah.
But
I'm
then
thinking,
as it got to him, it sped up, so he had to like
yeah,
push it.
it was really weird. Like even Kucherenko's a wee bit skeptical. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't think he realizes how much time he's actually got from the strike, which isn't the best effort. But do you know what? I've been very critical of our midfield in the past for not having a pop, and he scored his first goal for the club last week. So you do what you
Go
like.
for it, mate.
Do not mind it
He's
whatsoever.
thinking in
I've
his
been,
head, this is my chance to replace Benny. Benny never shoots. I just need to start shooting all the time.
it's like I've waited so long for somebody to have a pop that I do not mind it. And to
Yeah.
be fair, the game needed that from a Hearts perspective because it was sluggish and it was slow. So it needed something to kind of kick it into gear.
Well, that kind of did because not floodgates opened, but chances started to produce themselves because in the 14th minute, Kabore shoots from distance, but he slips as he hits it and it's well wide. But then, pretty much immediately within the same 60 seconds, Braga then gets the ball, shoots from distance, but it's just narrowly wide. Then 6 minutes later, McEntee, I've just criticised him, but he does very well on the right, crosses a ball in, it's met by Kabore, but headed well over. I just think it speaks to the idea of we were trying things, but because everybody we were so attacking and you're kind of playing plays out of position, the first 20 minutes, I know Hearts standard had us there as a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2. There was in the first 10 minutes, it looked like we were playing a 4-2-1-3 with Braga like in the hole behind Shankland with Kabore out wide right. And that was obviously not working. So very quickly we changed it. But it still just nothing clicked.
No, it didn't. And I think that 4-2-1-3, I agree with you. It felt very much like the back four, the two in the middle of the park, Kizaridis just wandering aimlessly on the left-hand side, and three guys that want to play up front. It's like when you're wee. Like, nobody really bothers about playing in midfield or at the back. Everybody just wants to be the striker
Just
and
want to run.
score on their lunchtime.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it felt like, or it looked like. I mean, if Kabori was meant to be on the right-hand side, that first half, yeah, we're attacking the Rosebud, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm expected to be like dead in line with him. I don't think I saw him once,
Nah.
other than just occupying a central position. It's like, no, you're supposed to be out here.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, will Braga come over? And then he did upon occasion. I don't know if that's just to make up for Kabori not bothering his arse, and
Yeah.
Braga will just kind of do the dirty work and his hard yards for him. But it was, yeah, I'm looking at it thinking we're not Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool of a couple of years ago, where Mane and Salah and Firmino all kind of interchange and they just wove it in the air like it's so fluid. This was very much a case of Shanklin staying in the middle and Braga and Kabori can kind of fight it out as to who will accompany him up there.
Well, it started to work, kinda, because 3 minutes later we do actually take the lead. A training ground corner exercise takes place as Milne plays it short to Braga. He then finds Kizaridis on the edge of the box, which I couldn't believe, because
How much time he's got.
if there's one guy in the league this season you don't want to give space and time on the edge of a box to, it's Alexandros Kizaridis. He hits a shot whose eventual target isn't the goal, it's the post.
He does hit the target though.
He does hit the target, but
Our second
Kicherenko's
attempt of 2 on target.
dived already and tried to get it. It rebounds and hits off the back of his head, goes in. Kizaridis claims it, but it is an own goal. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, we've not started well. Nothing's clicked, but there we go. We've got the goal. Now stuff will start to click.
Yeah, of the exact same belief. I thought that Kucherenko in the United goal was quite suspect on the whole.
Yeah, same. He loved a punch. He came out a lot, like
a lot of
far off his
Superman,
line.
and I'm thinking we've not really put him under a great amount of stress and pressure. Again, I was with you. Couldn't believe the space that Kizaridis is in. I don't even think his first touch is the best. It's a weird one, in that his foot's kind of on top of the ball to get it out of his feet and then produce the strike. And you know, I actually did think as well. Isn't it amazing when this time last year we were kind of down the bottom of the league and going, well, everything kind of seems to be going against us, like just little things, not even necessarily decisions or kind of just instances in games, and like, of course, a striker would score their first goal of the season against us.
Ironically, we're about to go there, but that game at Pittodrie where we got beat 3-2, where it was like everything's going for them, nothing is going for us.
Exactly. And now it's kind of flipped, whereby that Kizaridis/Kucherenko goal, like, we don't score that last season.
No.
And not just because it's off the training ground, it's because ultimately we're just riding the wave a wee bit here. And any kind of little thing that could go for us is going for us. A really shit goal for United to concede, and not the best that we'll score this season. But I was like you. I thought, brilliant. That's great. We've not particularly been great today, but now we're in front. Surely there's only one way that this game's going to go from here. And I was very much then expecting a kind of foot to the floor performance and see what happens after that.
He doesn't come up again. So I'd like to mention him now. Despite him being key in that goal, obviously, and getting the goal that gets us a point, I thought that was Kizzy's worst game by a mile.
I'm so pleased that you said this, because, again, talking to people after the game, kind of various members of Lombardia Hearts and whoever else, I thought, for the most part, Kizaridis was anonymous. I thought he was really poor. And I know that, obviously, he plays a hand in United's goal, but I thought Lucas Stevenson was very good at right back, or right wing back, I should say, up against Kizaridis. That's probably the best that we've seen in terms of a direct opponent for him, kind of usher him out and not make him as effective as he has been in previous matches. I think, I don't want to say that it's been coming from Kizaridis, but I think we've also had a look at kind of circumstances in that he's obviously we talked about the kind of run up to the Celtic game, and then to take that into St Mirren and that type of thing. Like he's obviously got his off field kind of his new
Yeah.
arrival and whatever to cope with.
I think he's just
Um,
knackered.
I think he's looked really leggy. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I think from Paisley and kind of in the games since we've not seen as much like against Dundee as well last week. I thought he was pretty quiet as well. Um, but it's clear to see that he's by far and away our best winger. So it's like,
Yeah.
do you want to take him
And
out at the risk of somebody else coming in? Not really. I think the international break has come for a good time for us on the whole, but certainly for him.
And wingers are by nature the most inconsistent players in your team because they often rely on flair, skill, and ability. So it's like, I'm fine. You can have a couple of off games, Kizzy. It's all right. Don't worry. It's interesting, by the way, that you did say that about Lucas Stevenson. You saying that has reminded me that I mentioned Lucas Stevenson, but I didn't even think of this when we went to Tannadice because he completely shut down Milne as well in that first half. So
Yeah, no,
that's
he's
both
decent.
games
He's
against
very good.
us. He's because at the time Milne was probably our best player, considering how early it was in the season and how well he'd done. So fair play
That
to Stevenson.
that's what I was about to say when you were talking about the inconsistency of Kizzarid or the inconsistency of wingers. He's probably been the exception in that in terms of his position, he's absolutely nailed that down.
Yeah,
Like
there's
Shank,
no other left hand side. Yeah.
100%. And Shankland and Braga have been like exchanging goals, and if Shankland doesn't score, it'll be Braga, and vice versa. Whereas we've looked to him for a spark constantly. Like even this game, I'm trying to think. All our highlights basically are ushering the ball out to the left and just hoping that Kizaridis can create something. And if
Yeah.
it's not him, it's going to be Milne from a deep position or Kingsley on the overlap. Like that's what I just felt like it turned out to be. Is there been kind of not too much of a reliance on him, but I think he's kind of asserted himself as one of our main men in an offensive sense. So looks to take that burden. So when it doesn't come off for him, you're then looking for Shankland or Braga. But again, I thought they were both pretty poor and pretty
Yeah.
lackluster by their standards. It's just because of like the case study that we've built up over the
We're
previous
holding them all to
11, 12
extremely
games.
high
Yeah.
levels. So
Are they therefore victims of their own success?
yeah,
Or like how do
probably.
you
Where if you
yeah.
have one bad game, it's like, oh, is this a dip now?
Yeah, but I don't think it's one bad game for Kizaridis. I think it probably is for Shankland or Braga. I think Kizaridis post Celtic, it was like against Dundee, he was pretty poor. St Mirren, I didn't think he had his best game either. I'm just pleased that now he's going to get a rest
Yeah.
prior to Pittodrie. Would not be surprised if he was amongst our match winners at Pittodrie because
Yeah.
on his day he is absolutely that type. That's what I'm trying
He's
to
probably our
get
best
to.
player.
I I love him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Says one.
I think he's easily top three.
Immediately though, it looked like it was all going to go wrong as pretty much from kickoff, United try and get an immediate response through Fata, but Schwolo does do very well to save it low at his far post. And then 10 minutes later, Schwolo does really well again to burst out from his line, something that we've perhaps been a bit critical of him for, or just been aware that he's not keen to do so, and block a shot that rebounds back off of Sapsford and goes out for a goal kick. And at this point, I was thinking, okay, they are definitely producing things, but it doesn't seem like we're under much threat when they do come forward. And then at the worst time possible to concede, 45th minute,
Yeah.
they get a corner. It's swung in, and the man that we have mentioned already, Dundee United's best player by a country mile, Lucas Stevenson, heads past Schwolo from the corner.
Great header.
Obviously, from where I am in the ground, it's right in front of me. I didn't realise Schwolo got a touch until I watched it back.
Neither did I.
Do you think he can do better there?
I, I don't know. I think he thinks that it won't reach Stevenson's head. He maybe sees it
Yeah.
late. I think again. I don't want to go into kind of zonal versus man marking, but I don't know what we're trying to do really.
Yeah, neither do I.
It looks like zonal to me, but which is why I can't then pin the blame on Magnuson, even though it kind of looks like his man.
Yeah, because if it's zonal, it's like, but that's irrelevant because he's told to
Yeah.
stay there.
So I'm in a bit of a pickle as to who should be held kind of responsible, who's culpable here. Um, I don't. I don't really think it's the goalkeeper's fault. I think he kind of sees
Nah.
it late. I also think it's a phenomenal header because
That's where I
he knows
lean more
exactly
towards
where
it's a
to guide
great
it.
header.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can't even kind of scoop it up and off the line. Yeah, just really annoying. But what goes around comes around. We took advantage of two
Yeah.
set plays, two corner kicks at Tannadice through Stuart Finlay, and we've ended up conceding one at Tynecastle. So yeah, it's one of those things. But as much as you say it's a shit time to concede, and yes, it is because it changes Derek McInnes's halftime team talk. Um, I can't help but feel as though it had been coming, as you say, Fata in behind McEntee a couple of times. There's one where he literally is like bearing down on goal, and I think he shoots and it just about ends up out for a throw in. And you're
Yeah.
like, if that's what we're up against, then fuck me. Like
Yeah.
it could be nothing but 3 points today. But in fairness to United, they obviously find a way through the set piece. So yeah, a frustrating one. But my thinking and kind of my hope was it's all right. We've got enough options in attacking areas. Somebody will step up. If not, Kizaridis. It'll be a Braga. It'll be a Shankland. It'll be a Kabore. But that obviously just didn't transpire in the way that I and we all had hoped.
Well, it's interesting there that you speak about options and stuff like that because exactly we come out second half and we actually made the two changes I thought we would, but not for the players I thought we'd bring on. I thought we'd change our entire right side. I thought we'd take off McEntee and Kabori, which we did, but we
Because
ended up
it
bringing
was
on.
not working.
Aye. I thought, or maybe just blindly hoped, that we'd bring on Borchgrevink and Kirjota. And I was like, that is two natural players in their positions. But we didn't. We brought on Kingsley to move Milne back to his new right mid spot and Steinvender at right back, who, again, he doesn't come up. I just think Steinvender was solid again, and I like Steinvender more than it seems most people do.
The fella next to me does not like Michael Steinbender. I'll tell you that for free. He will not forgive him for Aberdeen. But then I'm kind of that same belief that I think we spoke about it last week, whereby if he
Thanks to
doesn't get sent off
Steinvender,
against
all of this is
Aberdeen,
happening.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I think a boy a couple of rows back was basically trying to tell him the same thing. So yeah, it is. I don't mind Michael Steinvender. I think he's okay. I did say to you that I've got this weird soft spot for him. I've no idea where it's come from, but I don't know. It's just one of them that it's like he's here. He tries his best. He doesn't really moan. He doesn't cause bother. Like yeah,
He's
fine.
loving life.
Yeah, he is.
Honestly, not much happened until the 75th minute. Kingsley in the 54th swings in a really deep free kick from the United half. It's met by Finlay, but headed well over. Then in the 60th minute, Kingsley fires over from a free kick. Can we just have Kizzy on free kicks, please?
I didn't think it was that bad an effort
It's
from
not.
Kingsley.
It's not. It's actually quite close. But the
Yeah.
more and more he doesn't score, I'm like, can we just give it to that guy who scores rakers from this exact distance, please?
I also think it favours the left footer ever so slightly because
Maybe.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not in the centre, but it's like right of centre.
I just want more Kizaridis
I
goals.
know. We all do. We all do. But I didn't think it was that bad an effort.
No, it's not.
I've seen a couple of replays. I also think Stephen Kingsley's gone really under the radar
He
this
has
season.
because he's just been really good since he's come in.
Really, really solid.
Yeah.
Just a dependable. Again, I think that was one that was kind of up in the air with regards to his future in the summer. But
Yeah.
I'm happy to keep him around. Fantastic.
Oh,
servant for the
100%.
football club.
Yeah,
Love
definitely.
Stephen Kingsley.
So, the only other thing, by the way, that happens is in the 72nd minute,
we were
Sapsford
dire.
gets his
Absolutely dire.
second offside goal as Finlay just decides to become Craig Halkett and charge forward with the ball, but doesn't have the ability of Craig Halkett, so loses it. He does well to track back, but then
I don't think either of our centre halves or ball
No.
players could have just say
Halkett can do it though. Halkett's done it where he just
he-
runs
he-
forward and then chips
he
a ball.
can, but he's not renowned for it, is he?
No, he's not John Suter when he used to do it for us
No.
all the time.
Remember that guy?
My voice broke because I felt sick there, just speaking of it. Sapsford then absolutely ruins Finlay and cuts it across the fata, but it's
He
offside.
had him do the Canadian barn dance with Stuart Finlay, and it was right in front of me. And then as soon as he was past him, Stuart Finlay just stopped.
He
It's like
just literally stopped.
he's trapped in quicksand. I'm like, what are you doing? And then he slides it across, and I'm like, oh my fucking god!
I did think he was off
how
though. I was thinking,
yeah.
he looks off.
Oh, again, but it's the late flag thing. Like I hate that.
Yeah.
Like it really it does not.
Especially in
bode
these
well
ones
for my-
where they're so far off.
But,
And in the 86 minutes, Sapsford has the worst one possible, and he's like 18 yards away from anybody, taps it in, the flag immediately goes up for his hat trick of offside goals.
But I don't know if it's because of how bad our officials are that I just don't believe that they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's only then when you see the flag go up that you're like, oh, thank fuck for that, because you're like second guessing and doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You're thinking, well, he clearly did look offside. Like, why is the flag not gone up? Oh my god, they've slid it across and they've scored. Like,
Yeah.
just fucking get the flag up, you.
So you might think, oh, you've kind of blitzed through that second half there.
No, we haven't, because it was absolutely dire. Ajeyu came on,
So,
did next to nothing.
This
which
is
I'm
why I
surprised
blitzed
that you
through it.
didn't.
No. So this is why I blitzed through it, because we're definitely
My
not done
goodness.
speaking about that game. Because, exactly, on the 63rd minute, Ajew comes on for Magnuson, who didn't really do a lot. He was, as you said, he's quite similar to Devlin, where he kind of is just like, I want to run about a lot. And
Just
it's like, okay.
yeah, and he kind of just gets stuck in, and it's like I'm not expecting Magnuson to ever reach kind of 5 to 10 goals in a season. I'd be stunned if that was the case.
But he comes off for the guy that not only are we expecting 5 to 10 goals a season for, because of the money
5 to
spent,
10
we're
a game.
expecting golden boots, basically, for this guy. Now,
Oy, oy, oy.
there's been a lot said about Ajew, or Ajew, however you say his name, in the last kind of 48 hours after the game. My stance is this. It's way too early to judge him on anything, considering he's clearly not match fit, he's clearly not match sharp, he's not played a lot of football, it's coming
Only
into a
just come
totally
back
different
from injury.
environment. Yeah, 100%. However, because of his fee, people will understandably give him a lot less leeway for that, considering how much he spent. And regardless of everything I've just said, I thought he was awful on Sunday.
Poor. He was really poor. And not even in terms of, like, as you say, kind of looking off the pace, but he receives the ball a couple of times and he just instantly gives it back
He's
to Cammy
so
Devlin.
safe.
Or back to the fullback, and you're
Yeah.
like, fucking hell, you're supposed to be the one that's driving us forward and trying to make things happen, but
Yeah.
it just didn't seem
He just
that way at
stayed
all.
beside
Yeah.
Dolchek a lot of the time. And see when he came
He
on
ended
against
up
Livingston.
fucking deeper than Magnuson, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, what was the point in taking Magnuson off then? I expected you to be the one that would grab the game by the scruff of the neck and go, right, come on then, let's look for options. Right, I've got Kizaridis out on the left flank. I can play that crossfield switch to Milne. Braga and Shanklin drop that bit deeper.
Kajota
I could
comes
find them,
on,
link up
and
with
it's
them,
like, you can link
Kajota,
to him.
whoever. But it's like, I genuinely am struggling to think of a forward pass that he played that got us up the park.
One of the things I was most excited about him when he came on against Livingston was that it felt like even when he had 3 players around him, he was like, give me the ball. I do not care. Give it to me and he'll get out of jail. Whereas it just felt he was standing beside Dolchek as if to be like, well, don't give me it. I'm marked. And he's not really making an attempt.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
It was the hide and seek champion hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. So listen, nowhere near close to even making a judgment. I don't even mean positive or negative.
It's a very small sample size.
Yeah, I don't think we're anywhere. I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's bad. I don't think anybody does. But all I can say is really impressed with him against Livingston, really unimpressed with him against Dundee United.
Just looking there, he's played a grand total of 69 minutes for the
Exactly.
football club across 3 games.
Yeah.
Be them Livingston away on the 30th of August, that Celtic game on the 26th of October, and now United on the 9th of November.
Yeah.
So 69 minutes is not a barometer to judge a player.
No, not at all.
But I don't think he's made the impact against Celtic and against United that he did against Livingston.
Yeah,
But
that's
but
fair.
that's as you say, it's early days. I I think everybody's just desperate to kind of as well look beyond Mirsad Beslija being our club record
Yeah,
signing. He's finally been replaced, and it's like, of course, a hamstring goes, then a second one goes. Are we just never going to spend over 1.7 million ever again?
yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
is this the fear? We'll just pick up these freebies and like 500 grands here and
Yeah,
there.
that's
Our
it.
starting 11 will cost less than £6 million, and we will win everything.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm fine with that. If the caveat is and we win everything, I'm fine with that. The last point in the game that I just wanted to mention, once again, Cammy Devlin, the best player in the park for a
By
maroon
a million
persuasion,
miles. Yeah,
and
from a heart's persuasion, yeah.
has wound everybody up continuously. I saw a View from the Terrace last week before the game did a feature on pantomime villains, and they asked who is the
Oh, he's
modern
one.
day one,
Yeah,
and
100%.
everybody universally was like, in the Premiership, it is Cammy Devlin. I am delighted about that tagline, and he has not endeared himself to Dundee United fans over the weekend. I love him for it.
It can't add anything extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. A lovely fell off the park, but a complete knob on it. He'll do
Yep,
for me.
love it. Well, we now do have, as we have mentioned, an international break this weekend. However, next weekend,
Thank
we
God.
have the true test of a Hearts team. Because you can do what you like right now, but the real test is, can you win at Pittodrie? Because the best have tried and failed, and the worst have tried and failed. Because, yeah, Heart Midlothian have not won in Pittodrie in over a decade at this point, which is
Fucking
just
hell.
insane to think about. Aberdeen are awful. Regardless of what happens, Aberdeen are shit. We are the best team in the country. My
As it
prediction
stands.
is 2-1 Aberdeen. Because the home team will never win this fixture.
No, the home team always wins this fixture. I
Sorry.
mean,
Yes, the away
yeah,
team will never win this
I
fixture.
I really have the fear. And not not because of Aberdeen, because they're dog shit. I'm with you. I kind of chatting to pals and whatever after the game, about United, and there's some that think like just go back to doom and gloom and like, oh, if we're going to win the league, like we need to win all our home games and
We're
rah,
not
rah,
going to
rah.
win the league.
We might not, we might, but we might not.
Yeah, it's like, it's fine.
But I'm kind of I'm looking at it from this time last year where we were depressed, and also thinking like I was trying to like compartmentalize it almost and say we've taken 4 points from a potential six against Dundee United. Yes, we won at Tannadice and drew at Tynecastle, but if it was the other way about and we won at Tynecastle and got a draw at Tannadice, it's not too bad. Same with the Celtic kind of game at Tynecastle. If you'd have said, right, next, in fact, I'll chuck Dundee in there. If you take 7 out of 9 against both Dundee teams and Celtic at home, you'd think, right, well, we'll beat both Dundee teams and maybe get a draw with Celtic. That's not the end of the world. I think we're going to have lots of these. I think we're going to be trading fixture for fixture here. However, the Aberdeen one does terrify me because we played them on the opening day. They hadn't played a competitive match. They were absolutely rubbish. Big Yenge, I don't think has ever been seen since. I think he's just wandering
Yeah.
around Gorgie Farm somewhere. I'm really really scared, and not because of Aberdeen, but because of us and
Just because of
historically,
this. Yeah.
and this not being a happy hunting ground. We've been given some great opportunities in recent years to put this hoodoo to bed, and we haven't taken it. Yes, I'm looking at you, George Grant.
Yeah.
This is the
Kenny Vargas's miss last
Kenny
season.
Vargas's miss. Ay ay
Jordan
ay.
McGee grabbing the
I've
fucking ball.
I'd forgotten about that. Thanks. So yeah, again, and I'd said about kind of chatting to mates. It was only like this the Celtic game. You think, oh, this might actually be on. If we go up to Aberdeen and win, I will
Then it
think
is
that it's
on.
on.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Will we therefore do it? Don't know. Not entirely convinced. I will say that we will scrape. I'd love for us to scrape just a shitty 1-0
Oh, I'd take anything.
and for like a clean sheet against. But I
Another
can't.
Graham Shinnie own goal. I don't care how we
Yeah,
do it. Just give me
I
it.
can't. I can't. I think they will score because they
Yeah.
always seem to score up there, bar the last time. So that's probably due. I will say that we'll nick it 2-1 up there and just come back to the road with 3 points.
I hope your 2-1 prediction is
Please,
more accurate than mine.
please be the case. Do I realistically believe that? I don't know.
Well, we shall see.
They are
They're
shit though. They're
shit. They're
rubbish.
so bad. They've got Jasper
Like,
Carlson and no one else.
how is he still in the job?
I
It
don't know.
genuinely, he gets away with murder. It
Yeah.
genuinely defies description,
Well, hopefully,
defies belief.
we batter them 4-0, and the fact that they've finally lost to us at home is the final nail in the coffin, and we can say we got Jimmy Tilleen sacked.
I kind of want that, but then
But then,
also I
yeah,
want
you
it
want
to
them to
be
stay shite. Yeah,
yeah,
true. That
because
is
it's
true.
great. Like, that- I'm kind of I'm loving us being good, obviously, but like their fans are just the most unbearable online. So it's
Yeah.
great to see them really
If
shut the
we
fuck up.
win, we go 22 points clear of them.
Like, then I just don't want to hear from them again for the rest
Yeah.
of the season.
Well,
But we will.
before we go, we of course have the end is near quiz. Now, I've just realised as you were giving me all that wonderful analysis, I looked at my notes and it's not saved the true or false question. So I'm going to have to come up with a true or false question on the fly. This has never happened, ladies and gentlemen. So
It's the first time for everything, McIver.
you've got a mystery true or false question that is a mystery to us both.
A first time like a rememberable Hearts win at Pataudry.
Exactly.
Abiola fucking Dowda. Jesus.
A multiple choice and 2 normal questions. We start with the normal question. Actually, I'm going to flip it just because of what you just said. Who was the last Hearts goal scorer in the win against Aberdeen at Pataudry?
Was it Abiola Dowda by any
It was
chance?
Aberdeen down in a 1-0 win.
Yes.
2016. Coming up for 10
Mad.
years.
That is
February
unacceptable.
2016. So we're 2 months off it pretty much.
It is really bizarre how they just crumble at Tynecastle as well.
Insane. They've not
I
the
think-
last
but-
game
but-
they won was the last day of the old stand.
That's what I was about to say.
And I met
but
Callum
in
Patterson.
saying that,
Sat beside Jack Loudon.
they're the last away team to have actually won in this fixture. It's just one of those weird, quirky things. Can't put a finger on it.
Yeah. That's news for some people. Jack Loudon, married to Saoirse Ronan in Slow Horses, is a Hearts fan. He lives in Lauder. And I was sat beside him for that game and I didn't know who he was at the time. And then
there you go.
his massive success, I was like, I was sat beside him. And I've seen him a couple of times since.
I know that face. Where
Yeah.
did I know him from? Yeah,
This is in Slow Horses with Gary Oldman. I'm like, he was raging at Callum Patterson,
I
no
love
playing
Gary
in his
Oldman.
last game. Anyway, multiple choice. How many points better off are Hearts this season than we were last season? So
I saw the SPFL do their side by side
that's where
tables
it's
and I
from.
didn't take a note.
That's where it's from.
Oh shit.
Are we 18, 19, 20, or 21 points better off?
I'm trying to work it out. I think I saw 2 wins and 3 draws from that previous graphic, which would then give us 9 points. And we're on 30. So you said 21 was one of the options. I will go with that. 21.
He knows his maths. It's
Come
21.
on. Oh,
Very
Jesus.
well
Because
done.
was it like 2 wins, 3
2
draws?
wins, 3
and
draws, 7 losses.
7 losses. Yeah. Wild.
Some
Absolutely
turnaround,
wild.
isn't it?
That
21 points better off.
And again,
Insane.
like I said it, I think after the Celtic game, no wins against Aberdeen, Hibs, Rangers, and Celtic to then beat them all. Like our seasons are so often defined by these bigger games.
Yeah.
So if we can go up to Pataudry and win, like that just puts your bubble burst theory
Away.
high in the sky, flying, floating up in the air.
Exactly. True or false? Hearts have both the top goal scorer and top assister in the league this season so far.
Ooh. Top scorer I still think is Shanks, but I'm trying to work out the top assister. Oh, that's really annoying.
I can give you them if you want.
What, as in who the top assistant is or how many they've got?
So so the statement claims that it's both.
Uh-huh.
We have both. So top goal scorer Lawrence Shankland, top assister Alexandros Kitsaridis.
Yeah. Oh, does Kizarides have the most in the league? Let's go with yes. He doesn't, does he?
The impromptu true or false question has caught him out. Get in
Oh,
because
fuck.
Kitsaridis has the second most assists
I'm
with
trying to think
4.
who.
It's for a team that is not doing well, but a man that has drawn a lot of media attention for said team.
Cam Congreve at Dundee? Is it?
Correct, with 5.
That's annoying. That's really annoying.
Um,
Ah, no matter.
Incredibly, Dundee have only scored 9,
And
so
he's
Cam
assisted 5 of them.
Gongreve has assisted more than half of the goals.
Jesus. He's good. I've
He
seen
is
him a couple
good.
of times.
I
He is
like
decent.
him.
I thought he
Yeah.
was quiet against us at Tynecastle, but he's been good.
And then the final question for the Who Am I? Dundee United are unbeaten in the last 3 trips to Tynecastle, as we said. But what was the score in the last home victory for us?
I think it was what I tipped before the game. Was it not 3-1 with a Humphreys wonder goal, no?
My exact notes answer is 3-1 Humphreys wonder goal.
There you go. Just in sync today. Bar that, true or false. If I get the fucking who am I, I'm going to be absolutely livid. I will as
If
well.
if you
Nothing
miss out on your
truer.
first ever 5 because of an impromptu
Oh,
true or false.
I actually hate myself. I knew that it was too good to be true, but I just went with it because I love Kizaridis. Oh, I'm gonna be so angry if I get this. I beg I don't now. I really don't. I'll just say whoever the first person that comes to mind.
Right. Are you ready?
Oh, go for it.
One of the first times I featured for Hearts was as a late squad inclusion against Dundee United due to an injury to our captain at the time. I've exclusively played in Scotland. I last played for a club nearly 15 years ago, despite only now being 35. And after leaving Hearts, I never played for another professional side. Who am I?
Fucking hell.
This is a hard one because I was like, he's going to get 4 out of 4 on the quiz
And I should have
questions.
done as well. Jesus. So wait, sorry. The last played for a professional side 15 years ago. Is that what you
Yes,
said?
yes.
So they've then exclusively gone non-league and have just been pissing about ever since.
If that's what you take from that question, that's what you take from that or clue.
Oh my God.
Is that
Fuck
was
me.
that your question?
Yeah. Um. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to try and find out the clubs because I like, but only just now 35. So they must. So they're born in 1990. Oh my God. This is horrible. I'm thinking out loud here, gang, because I'm aware it's a podcast and trying to keep you all quote unquote entertained. Um. Oh God Almighty. I exclusively in Scotland. Like, I feel like if I had an idea of who they last played for, that would be helpful. So, can I have the list of clubs that they played for in order, please, Mr. McIver?
Do you want his youth career to stretch it out a bit? I know.
By all means.
Rossvale Boys Club, Heart of Midlothian, and whilst at Hearts, he went on loan to Brechin and Clyde.
Well, that's it.
And that's it on both Wikipedia and Transfermarkt.
Oh God! So they really have disappeared into the abyss. I mean, what the hell do you even ask here? Fuck me. Oh my God. Um. a Hearts, Brechin, and Clyde. Um, what position did they play? Don't know.
This individual played as a midfielder.
Oh, did it? I can wholeheartedly say there is nobody that's coming to mind here. Not a single soul.
If you get this, it's the most impressive thing you've ever done in the show.
I mean, this would surpass like Steven
Steve
Simmons
Simmons.
and yeah,
Stuff, yeah.
whatever else that it like comes to. But I can honestly say there's nothing. Like my brain has just turned to complete fog. I mean, it is most of the time anyway, but now it really has gone as dark can be. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, Hearts, Brecon and Clyde. Midfielder.
That is pretty
Thir
much all the information that's on his Wikipedia as well.
35. I mean, that's what I was going to say. There's like nothing else. You know when it was like, who did we do in it? Michael and Goo, and there was some like Raj story about him
Aye.
driving it. Like, there's
There's nothing like that.
nothing else. I'm amazed he's even got a Wikipedia there, if that's the
I
case.
think it's kind of pushing the definition of having a Wikipedia.
I mean, did this guy even play for us? Yeah, he did
Yeah,
play.
he played over 10 games. Over 10, as if it's this massive amount. But he did play, he played
And what he was
11.
last at us 15 years ago, so this was like 2010.
I'll even give you the years. Just
That's
because this is the hardest
that's
thing ever.
so kind of you.
2008 to 2011.
I'm trying to think. The first FIFA that I played was '09, so I'm trying to think who
Was
would
it?
be in the
Fuck me,
Hearts.
that makes me feel
Yeah.
old. Mine was 05. The very first game I ever played, I didn't realise you could play as you controlled your goalkeepers. Did Hibs Hearts, especially my mate, caught the ball with Craig Gordon, dropped it and turned around and ran it my own goal.
Sorry, let me rephrase. That was the first that I owned. The first that I played was like '03, I think,
All
with
right,
Edgar
okay.
Davids on the
Thank
front. Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldinho
But
on the front with
yeah,
Edgar Davids.
but in terms of my own console, and that it
Right.
was the
Well, mine was
'09.
05 still.
So who would have been lurking around?
Yeah.
Who would have been kicking about in the
See?
Hearts team at
What
that
are you
time?
talking about? I've given you an easy one. This was your era.
Oh,
What are you
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Little 10, 11-year-old Adam was just frantically scribbling notes in the hope that he forms a Hearts podcast
Was
and they could
09 the
discuss it
one with
15
Rooney
years
and
later.
Ronaldinho in the front, with Ronaldinho in his AC Milan kit?
Yes. Yeah, because I
I'm
think he was
Googling
in
it.
the arena
Yeah.
with his Milan kit on.
It is.
Oh my
God, we're
God. Yeah.
sad that we remember
Yeah.
that. It's Rooney in the AIG Man
To be
United
fair,
one.
that's when it was iconic. Now it's just a
Yeah,
load of shite. Oh,
correct.
speaking of a load of shite, who was kicking about the Hearts team?
There's also an alternate cover with Ronaldinho, but with Ribery and a Leon Benzema.
Some
Wow.
French
Not a
nonsense.
player called Leon Benzema. I mean Benzema when he was at Leon.
The future Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
This guy was nowhere near claiming a Ballon d'Or, was he?
How dare you? How dare you? Oh, do you want to know? Right, you might actually get it now, but do you want a clue just because I like it?
Go on. I
Part of his
probably won't.
surname is a player we've just mentioned.
What, Benzema or
Yes.
Ben? Ben somebody. I don't know. Is it
No,
Ben?
his surname has the whole surname of a player we just mentioned.
Alexander Ronaldinho Fleming.
Exactly.
Um,
This is wild that's that. When I tell you who this is, you will be like, that's mad. I hope you've got it now just to say it. It doesn't count if you get it now, but
is it?
because I've just given you his
Is
fucking
it?
surname.
Is it Paul Mulrooney? Is that
Well
right?
done. There we
Is it?
go.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you have
Oh,
ever got that if we
never,
hadn't
never in a
mentioned Rooney?
million years.
Brilliant. How do you even remember him just
I've
from
got,
the Rooney
I've got
aspect, though?
absolutely no idea, but I figured it was a Rooney, and then I
Yeah,
was trying to think
yeah.
of was it Mulroney or Mulrooney, and then I just went
Someday
Paul
Ribery.
Mulrooney.
But yeah, just again, the weird way the
Oh
world
my
works.
God!
I typed in the squad from 2009 and I just was like, who the fuck's that? Paul Mulrooney. And the first thing it says is that on the 5th of March 2010, he was a late inclusion in the starting lineup for a match against Dundee United following an injury to captain Michael Stewart in the warm-up.
Wow. I'm sorry, Paul. Don't really remember you maybe bar kicking about
And
the reserves.
impressed in a 1-0 defeat. So how impressed?
As only you can impress.
Yeah. But yeah, just a weird way. It's actually linked to Dundee United.
Oh, that was horrible. I genuinely feel like I've just done like a countdown marathon or something. Like my brain is frazzled.
I'm going to give you that purely because it means that the reason you didn't get full marks is because of the impromptu draw.
Oh, a complete arsehole. In fact, no, fuck your notes or whatever it was. That's what's really done me here.
Yeah, because I think you would have got
indecisiveness.
I think you would have originally got the original true or false because it was really easy, which is why I gave you Paul Mulrooney.
And in which case, no. Like you saying that is the only reason why I got anywhere close to that. No idea.
But yeah,
sorry, Paul, that I didn't follow your career that ended 15 years ago.
Yeah, it seems that after leaving Hearts, he never played for another club.
He must have played like junior or something.
But I cannot.
If anybody knows anything. Paul Mulrooney's way,
he might be a listener.
Paul, great to hear from you. If so,
I would love that if he actually was a listener. I've just seen a photo of him in that collared kit that, ironically, I think of Michael Stewart in, with the Yukio Bang cast on the front of it.
Oh, the all maroon. The
yeah.
Yeah. I think I've got that somewhere.
Weirdly, I think of that. But he has one picture on Google because the next picture is Ryan Stevenson, even though it says Paul Mulrooney, player profile, Sky Sports Football. So well in Sky. But yes, let us know if you did get Paul Mulrooney. Fair play to you if you did. Let us know if you played FIFA 09. And let us know if you enjoyed this episode.
Let us know how long you spent in the arena with Ronaldinho.
Yeah, exactly. It was class. Two-door cinema club. Come on. That was a few years later. So that was like FIFA 12, 13. If you have enjoyed it, please let us know by leaving us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really, really helps us, even though you might now not want to. After that, please still do it. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials. PerthToPaisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can follow my FIFA 09 play along at Kendo's Column.
Please do that. Please, let's in the international break. We'll do one episode of us playing FIFA 09 on
retro FIFA.
That'll be great. We will be back not next week, but the week after to discuss all the fallout from the inevitable loss at Pittodrie.
Don't fucking say that.
Anything else that happens in between now and then. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Come on, Arms!